Kalkalosh Boker or Masechet Bava Batra Daf Amud Aleph 21a1, but we're just going to start on 20b, the Mishnah, towards the bottom, mamash the bottom of the page where it says Chanut Shebechatzer. We're talking about if one of the people in the Chatzer has a Chanut, he's got a store. So Yachol Limchot Biado Velomar Lo, Any Yachol Lishom Mikol Nichzim Yokol Yotzim. Somebody could come and stop him and say, you know what, listen, I can't. There are too many people coming in, coming out, right? It's just too much. Yeah, it's way too much. Fine. Aval osim kelim, aval oseh kelim, but it's mutar to make kelim. Yotzeh u'mocher b'tuchshub, fine, but inside my house, I can do whatever I want. You're right. I could stop the, how do you call it? Like the traffic coming in and out, right? But I cannot stop that. If I want to start making the utensils in my house and then I'm going to take it to the marketplace and sell it, that you can't stop me. Right? Not because of the patish, the rechaim, or the tinokot, the children. Okay? The Gemara is going to explain what do you mean by the children? What are you talking about exactly? Fine. So says the Gemara, Maishna Reisha, Mashna Seifa. What's the difference between the Reisha and the Seifa? Why is it in the Reisha I could stop you, and in the Seifa I cannot stop you? So Rabbi says, Seifa tan lechatzer acheret. Seifa, we're talking about, right, that it's another chatzer. What does that mean? There's tinokot which are coming, right, liknot bachanut, which is in another chatzer. So therefore, right? So therefore, a person could come and he could not stop. That's what he's saying. Meaning, I could only stop in my own chatzer. I cannot stop in the other person's chatzer. Meaning, I cannot go into the other apartment building and stop them from having a store there or doing all this. If it's my own building, yes, because then it's within my own. That yes, but not in something else. So Elmaleh Rava says Rava Yachiv so litni b'chatzer acher mutar. So the opposite. We should have learned in our Mishnah that if it's in a chatzer acheret, it's mutar to open up a store, and you can't. No. From our Mishnah, it's not much more like the way that we're explaining the Mishnah. So he says Elama Rava, but rather Rava says Seifa tang lel tinokot shebet rabban. No, we're talking about a school. Right? What does that mean? The Seifa of the Mishnah is not talking about tinokot which are coming to buy things. It's tinokot shebet rabban which are coming in order to learn Torah. So therefore, since the takana of Yoshua ben Gamla ve'elach, they cannot stop it. Why? Because they used to put melamdei tinukot in every single city. And therefore, if I come and set up shop, right, that you're going to come and you're going to come, a whole bunch of boys and everything, they're going to come and learn by me, you cannot stop it. It's a takana of Rabbi Yoshua ben Gamla.
The Sefer is about making kelim.
Which one?
The Sefer is not about the Sefer.
The Amar Rav Yehuda Amar Rav, it says Rav Yehuda in the name of Rav. Beram zachur oto aish letov. However, though, he's going to be remembered for good. Who is it? Yoshua ben Gamla Shemo. Yoshua ben Gamla. Yeah, Elmaleh hu. Wasn't for him. Ishtakach Torah Yisrael. Right? Torah would have been forgotten, right, from Israel. Here it says that Yoshua ben Gamla was one of the Kohanim Gdolim. Right? Did you realize it doesn't say Rabbi Yoshua ben Gamla? It's Yoshua ben Gamla. He was a Kohen Gadol. So he was a Kohen Gadol in the Beit Sheni, as brought on Yevamot. And it says, right, Shebatchila mi sheyesh lo av, but at the beginning, whoever had a father, lamdot Torah. He used to teach him Torah. If he didn't have a father, he wouldn't teach him Torah. My darush, what did he say? V'limatem otam, v'limatem atem. What does that mean? When it says v'limatem otam v'menechem, the word otam is chaser. It doesn't have a vav. So you could read it v'limatem atem, which means ha'av atzmo is mitzuveh lelamed et beno. So itkinu shiyom shivim lamdei tinokot b'Yerushalayim. So they went and they started making tinokot shebet. They made the yeshivot in Yerushalayim. My darush ki mitzion tetzeh Torah u'var Hashem Yerushalayim. Ki mitzion tetzeh Torah. Torah will come out from Tzion. V'adayin mi sheyesh lo av. However, whoever had a father, hayam ma'alom lamdo, right? He used to bring him up and he used to teach him. Mishen lo av, right? Whoever had no father, he wouldn't come up. So then they made it in every single country. And then they used to bring them up at 16 and 17. But if the rabbi would get angry with the student, right, he used to come and he used to kick at the rabbi and go out, basically. Until Rabbi Yoshua ben Gamla went and until every single city they used to have it. Meaning not only just every single plach, but every single city. Right? Because basically plach is like a lot of like countries. So they used to make it like now they used to say every single country had and every single city had. Right? And that's what he says over here. ומכניסין אותם כבן 7, 6 or 7 years old. He used to bring them in. So basically, since they used to come in earlier, right, 6 or 7, okay, obviously it depends if it's 6 or 7, if it's 6, if he's strong, if he's 7, if he's weak, he used to bring them in. But basically, they used to get them trained much younger age. It was much easier than when they used to get older, right? They were able to come, right, to the Talmud Torah, basically. Okay? Elmaleh Rav le Rav Shmuel bar Shilat, and says Rav to Rav Shmuel bar Shilat, right, that he was a melamed tzidakot Rav Shmuel bar Shilat. Ad shit lo tekabil. Until 6 years old, don't get him into the yeshiva. Mikam va'elach, but from 6 and on, kabil, take him, and just feed him like a shore. Just give him as much as he can, like a bull. Just mamash, just give it to him. Yeah. Rav Rav Shmuel Meshilat said, Rav Torah, ki machit liinuka, when you're going to hit him, lotim chayla be'arka d'misana, you're going to hit him with the retzuot min alayim. The kakare, right? But if he learns, he's going to learn. The lokar, and if he doesn't learn, right, you don't give him too much isurim. He should be at least a friend, right, to his peers, meaning he should be with his friends, and at the end he'll learn. This is something incredible. This is not like what they used to do in Morocco with the, with the ruler, with the metal ruler, right? No. With a shoelace. If you're already giving it with a shoelace. Yeah? Why? Because it's a problem. And even if he didn't learn, keep him there, because at the end he'll come and learn. Meaning as long as he's with all the friends and all the other friends are learning, so then at the end he's going to come and learn also as well. Okay? Matve, so they're going to ask the following question. אחד מבני חצר שביקש לעשות רופא אומן וגרדה ומלמד תינוקו בני חצר מהכווין אליו. Here it says, imagine we're one person of the חצר. He wants to become a רופא. So here the רופא refers to a mohel. Uman. Uman is usually it means like a craftsman, but here it means makiz dam, bloodletter. Meaning it's like a type of a doctor. Right? Garde is somebody that weaves clothing. They could stop him. So you see from here, what are you telling me that right now, that anybody could come and make milamet tinokot inside of the chatzer and nobody could stop them? What are you talking about? Here it says you could stop them. Answers the Gemara, we're talking about the goyim. Meaning you can't make, right, a bet sefer, a public school in your chatzer. Yeah, or whatever it is, right? Even in secular studies, right? But what you can do is tinokot shabet rabban. Tinokot shabet rabban. We're going to try to bring now another proof. It says, Shnaim shayu yushvin, right? B'chatzer. There were two people that were in the chatzer. So answers the Gemara the same thing. Right? We're going to bring another proof. So you can't rent it out, not to a rofeh umanu gardi or sofer yudi vesofer ramai. So here sofer yudi is a Jewish teacher. Sofer ramai is milametino kogoy, right? So therefore, what's going on here? You see that even a sofer yudi you're not allowed to. Answers the Gemara. What do we do with sofer mata? Milametino kot of the Eid. Which means he's on the, why? Because I mean, since he's in charge of how to teach, this causes too much noise. Meaning, if it's going to be just like a regular teacher and he's teaching the kids, that's one thing. But here, he's like the principal. So he's like the headmaster, in, so therefore it's too much. That's too much noise. So Amar Rava says, they wouldn't bring a child from one city to another child, right, to another city. Why? Because basically he might get damaged on the way. So therefore, he might get hurt. So he says, but rather they come and they put him in every city. But they would bring him from one synagogue to another synagogue. But if there was going to be a river in between, they wouldn't stop. They wouldn't bring him. There's a sakana. But if there was going to be a bridge, then they would bring him. If there's a gesher, which is not right, which is basically it's not a luach, it's tsar, then they wouldn't bring him. Meaning like this: if it was going to be mamash like a good bridge, then they would bring him from one bet knesset to another bet knesset. If it's going to be mamash like the pieces of wood that they used to put like as a bridge, from one side to another, that was too dangerous. They wouldn't tell children to start crossing those things. Understand? Like a proper bridge, that yes, but not one of these wooden, plank type of things. You know what I'm talking about, no? The proper bridge is a real bridge. This is like that they used to come and they used to put like these wooden things that you know how it shakes and you know all these things. No, that no. The Amar Rava says, "Sach mikre dardeke 25 yinuke." How many students does he have? 25 students per teacher. Ika 50 now. If you have 50, it's but 2 teachers. Ika 40. If you have 40, so therefore they would put like an Oziel. That means the second that it's more than 25, they have to put like a helper. Okay? And obviously they have to come and they have to put the money for the helper, meaning the people of the city have to come and they have to put the money for the helper. The Amar Rava says, Hai makri yinuke de garis, v'ika achrira de garis tfemine, lo misalkinen le, din matele terushule. He says this, if there's a milamet tinokot, which is teaching the children, and there's another one, right, that learns more. So we're not going to take away the first one, right? Because then maybe the second one will become weakened in his milacha, right? But he's going to say, listen, anyway, nobody learns as much as me, so therefore I'm not going to be afraid that they're going to take me off. So therefore, we don't actually take him off. Okay? All the more so if the second one learns more. Why? Because the second one, he's always going to be worried about the kin'ah of the first one, right? So therefore, he's going to continue learning, right? Because maybe they're going to come, he's going to embarrass him. So therefore, meaning this is a very famous concept of kinat sofrim tabei chokhmah, which means it's better that there's going to be jealousy between them. So that way there's more learning. So the more learning and more learning and more learning. The Amar Rava says, these are going to be 2 melamed tinokots. Chad garis v'lo dayik, v'chad gadayik v'lo garis. One of them is very, very medayek, right? And one of them is not, he learns a lot, but he's not medayek. Another one is medayek, but he doesn't teach that much. So he says, you put the one that is garis v'lo medayek. Why? Shabash tamiyah business is going to go, it's going to go off. Don't worry about it. Right? He'll learn it later on better. But if no, he argues and he says, you first get the one that's medayek. Why? Shabash takim dal al, was the second that they learned it that way. Kaddish. They learned it that way. Dichtiv, as it says in the pasuk, Sheshet chodashim yashav sham Yoav v'chol Yisrael ad yichrid kol zachar be'edom. That for 6 months Yoav was there until he killed all the men of Edom. Kiyata lekamed David, when he came in front of David Elmaleh, Amarle, David Elmaleh comes and he says, Kafala from 21b, why did you do that? Why didn't you kill the girls? Amarle, he says, Dichtiv, it says, Timched Zachar Amalek. You have to kill the Zachar Amalek. Amarle says, David, Vanan Zecher Karina. What are you talking about Zachar? It's Zecher. We read it Zecher, not Zachar. Amarle, he says, Ana Zachar Akriyon. I was taught Zachar. So Oziel Shailel Rabbi, Yoav went and he asked his Rabbi, Amarle, Hechal, how do you do it? Amarle, he said, Zecher. It was Zecher Amalek. Right? Meaning that Yoav made the mistake when he was a thing, and the rabbi was not meticulous enough to correct him. So what happened? Shakal Safsir admitted he took out a sword and he was going to kill him. Amarle, the rabbi said, why? Amarle dichtiv is written as Arulo semelechet Hashem Rebiyah. Curse is a person that does the melacha of Hashem, like I don't know how you say Remiyah. It's like it's not trickery. It's like basically that like negligent, exactly. So here it actually says in the footnote, by the way, that it wasn't that the rabbi made the mistake. It was just that the rabbi didn't pay attention, that the student made the mistake. So he says, he says, let him be with an arur, but you don't have to kill him. He says, arur, meaning it's going to be cursed, the one that does not put the sword, right, for the blood. Right? That means basically he's got the deen that he has to actually kill him. So he says, some people say the katle, that he actually killed him, and some people say that he didn't kill him. Meaning there's 2 different opinions what actually happened. Did he actually kill the rabbi or he didn't kill the rabbi? But imagine what we're talking about here. We're talking about something very, very, it's not just stop. I mean, the person has an obligation to be very, very meticulous. Okay? V'amar Rava. And Rava also says, Mikra yenuka shatala tabacha v'umana v'sofer mata. Do you know that menamet tinokot, a person that's planting, right? From the grain, tabacha shochet, an uman is a person that's bloodletting. The sofer mata, or the sofer of the city, They're all like already, they're warned. Right? Why? Because basically, once they make a nezek, they can't fix it. So that he made a mistake, right? Or that they'll never go back. And the same thing happens with all these things, meaning all these things, it's something that's irreversible. You can't reverse it. That's it. A shochet, if you made a mistake, come on, no kaddish, that's it. You ruined it. It's not like, now fix a shchita. You understand? That's it. So, anything which cannot go back, retract, mutre ve'omedu. So he's considered that it's already like he's warned. Okay? Until here we're clear? Okay. Amar Ravuna says, Hai bar mevuah de'oki rechaya ve'ata bar mevuah chavre ve'kamuki gabe. Said if you have somebody of the mavui that he comes and he puts a rechaim for his parnasah, and somebody else comes and he also puts another one also there for his parnasah. So dina udu mekevele, right? He could stop him. Elmaleh, but he could tell him, you're coming into my life, meaning that you're coming into my parnasah. You can't come in the same mavui and start opening up the shop by me. So why don't we just say that adag min adag kim lo ritzet adag the kama amar Ravuna ad parsa. So he says, that means if I already have a trap, a net for fish, I could force you to distance your nets from my nets for a parsa. Because basically what happens is that because he has a priority. Not only that, because basically what's going to happen is that the fish are going to go around and then they're going to come to him instead of coming to me.
Who do you find who's get priority? The first one who was there?
Yeah, the first one that set up shop. Okay. So he says, Shane Dagim Diave Sayare. He says, no, Dagim are different because they come and they look where's their mizonot. And therefore, once the Dayag Rishon knows where they are and he puts it over there, so he knows he's going to catch them. So it's Kidu, they're already there. So therefore, when the other one comes and he starts doing the same thing and he puts his shop, he puts his net right beside your net, he's basically catching your fish that they're already basically by you. So Amaleh Ravina Rava says Ravina to Rava Lema had Ravuna Kavyuda. Why don't we just say that Ravuna is like Kavyuda? It's actually machloket. Imagine right now, right? I have a butcher shop. Can I come and give to every single child that walks in a candy? Why? I'm going to be very, very smart because I already know that every single time the child is always going to convince the father to come to my store. So can I do that or not? So the first shita, which is Yehuda, he says you're not allowed to. Why? Because you're grabbing the children to you. Chachamim say you're permitted. Why? Just like you could do it, the other guy could also do it. So nobody's stopping the other guy. So therefore, it's up to you. So says the Gemara, afilu teima rabbanan. Even if you're going to tell me it's rabbanan, I can plige rabbanan aled Rabbi Yehuda hatam. Until now, we were not talking about rabbanan over there. The Rabbi Yehuda. Eladamale ana kami palgina mgoze at plug shiuske. Listen, I'm giving out toasted kernels or I'm giving out walnuts. You give almonds. But over here, he says, even the rabbis here agree, because here it's completely different. Here, I'm mamash putting my trap, I'm putting my things, my rechaim. By you, I'm stopping you. It's not that just a stam, you're coming to one store, the other store, you could give out something, I could give something else. No, you're mamash stopping them. So, matevei, so we're going to ask a following question. We'll say, you can't stop him. Because you're doing whatever you want in your property, and I'm doing whatever I want in my property. So answers the Gemara Tanaihi. You're right. It's machlok Tanaim. The Tanya was learned in a Braita. Kofim b'neim vod zeh shelo lashib b'neihem chayat lo chayav lo beruski v'lo melamed tinukot v'lo echad b'alei omanu v'shcheno eno kofel. But if it's his own shachen, he can't stop him. Rashbag says no. Even for his shachen, he could stop him. So it comes out that the Chachamim are mechalkim between somebody that's coming from another place or the same place, right? But according to right, so it comes out and Rashbag says no. So it comes out of machloket. So I'm Ravuna ben Yeshua, pshita li shebarmata barmata achrina matzmeke. For sure, I could stop somebody from coming from another city. But if he's paying the taxes, I can't stop him. But since he's paying the taxes of the city, I cannot stop him. Right? Right? A person in the same mavui cannot stop somebody else, and that's like chachamim. That means if they're in the same mavui, I cannot stop them. By Ravuna Berei, right? Comes Ravuna, right? Berei Rav Yoshua. Bar Mevoa. Right? When we're talking about one Bar Mevoa, another Bar Mevoa, what's halacha? So teku. We don't have an answer. Meaning, from one city to another city, for sure I could stop him. If he pays the taxes, I cannot stop him. In the same Mavui, for sure I cannot stop him. What happens if it's from another Mavui? So he says teku. I don't have an answer. Again, we're in Shitat Chachamim. We're not talking about the other Shita. In the other Shita, for sure, could stop it. In Shitat Chachamim, that it says it's mutar, can he stop him or not? We don't have an answer. So Amar of Yosef, for sure, by a teacher, you cannot be Makev. Damar more, because more says, okay, this is about Zra Sofer, Kinat Sofrim Taber Chokhmah, which means that the fact that you're going to put two Melamdim right beside each other, it's going to cause them to work even more. And therefore, it's going to cause more Chokhmah, and it's going to become even better. So it's actually even better if you're going to have two different Melamdei Tinokot. Okay?